Considering an addition, patio, or new roof? First Federal offers FHA Title I home improvement loans, home equity loans, construction loans, and owner-builder loans. With offices in Fayette, Greene, and Washington counties, your loan stays here. Visit a loan officer today or apply online at ffgc.bank. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 458729.
Route 21 Furniture, take the road to your perfect home.
Sleep well tonight. Try out a new mattress from Route 21 Furniture with a large selection of mattresses, all sizes and comfort levels, with great prices, free local delivery and setup, and financing options. Route 21 Furniture. Open weekdays 9 to 5, Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday noon to 4. 724-737-2222 or Route21Furniture.com.
Route 21 Furniture, take the road to your perfect home.
Chris Parker Jr., what's happening at Autoland for September?
September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and Autoland wants to focus on the Hyundai Hope on Wheels program, which has donated over $275 million to pediatric cancer research with every new Hyundai purchase since 1998. Hyundai is committed to pediatric cancer research, not just in September, but every day, all year long.
September is also the beginning of fall.
It's the beginning of the 2026 Model Year 2, with falling prices, great deals, and a super selection of 2025 Hyundai. Interest rates remain high at other banks, but you can take advantage of 0% interest for 48 months on the 25 Santa Fe, or 1.99% financing for 60 months on 25 Tucsons and Sonatas, or lease a 25 Hyundai Elantra SE for only $229 per month.
And every new Hyundai comes with 3-year free complimentary maintenance and Hyundai Owner Assurance, America's Best Warranty, 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Autoland Hyundai, 25 East Fayette Street, Uniontown, or visit their website, AutolandHyundai.com.
And remember, you always pay less to drive the best at Autoland Hyundai.
Concerned about your heart health? At WVU Medicine, we believe your heart deserves world-class care, close to home and always within reach. Our non-invasive cardiology team uses advanced tests like stress tests and cardiac MRI to diagnose and monitor heart conditions without surgery. Call 877-WVU, the number 4HRT, or visit wvumedicine.org/heart.
Ready to update your home? Find what you need at Zen's Construction Warehouse. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff will be happy to help you the old-fashioned way. Zen's is open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30, Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 2. 485 Walnut Hill Road in Continental. Zen's Construction Warehouse, 724-366-8274. Or visit Zen's Construction Warehouse's Facebook page.
Zen's Construction Warehouse, our surplus, your savings.
For the best lunch spot in town, visit Titlow Tavern and Grill on West Main Street in Uniontown. Serving up lunch including daily specials and daily dinner specials, including Wednesday pasta and parm nights with chicken parm for $15 and veal parm for $19. And half-priced apps and $1 off drinks during happy hour Tuesday through Friday from 5 to 7 p.m. and Saturday from 9 to 10. Titlows is also booking private parties. Call them today, 724-437-6749, or order online.
I'll tell you what, folks, I just sat down with my budget worksheet, pencil, paper, and a calculator. And you know what? I cut my expenditures by 15.1%. That's real savings, and I froze my salary, saving the taxpayers over $1,800. I'm doing this to try to save money for the residents of Fayette County, because the commissioners have raised your taxes 78.2% in just 6 years. That's not right. On November 4th, 2025, vote for me, John Marietta, for Recorder of Deeds. Let's keep fighting for fiscal sanity and protect your hard-earned money.
'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of John Marietta and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Fayette County Recorder of Deeds Office or Fayette County government. This program is privately produced and funded, and no county resources are used for its production or promotion.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I was trucking up the highway, minding my own lane, with some dude in a Prius went and flipped me off. Guess my redneck hit 'em wrong. Seems like everyone these days is a ticking time bomb full of hate for folks like me who don't agree and ain't ever gonna change. And it gets me thinking, leave this long-haired country boy alone. And I start singing along to that line in the song.
Hey everybody, this is the Hillbilly. I'm Jon Marietta, and today's show is being brought to you by Miles' Garage and Tire Center, Mung's Auto Body, Fayette County Recovery Storage and U-Haul, Country Motor Sales, Gary's Auto Sales, Gunslingers, JB Market, Thundering Hills Feed and Supply, The Ink Spot in South Connellsville, Fayette County MAGA Patriots Group, Solid Foundation Ministry, New Life Free Methodist Church, Highline Motorsports, Gun Owners of America, Hillbilly Jon Radio, Jon Marietta for We the People. One more I got, and I always forget this fella. His name, it's Premier Auto Glass. It's 724-557-9288. If you need a window replaced in your car, give him a call. He comes right to where you're at, puts it in, and it don't leak, and it fits like brand new, like a factory installation. Premier Auto Glass. The other thing I still got hay for sale, everybody. We sold good many this weekend, but we'll have. I still got a few left, and I can tell you right now that everybody that's buying them is telling me that they're coming back for more. But give me a call. You can get a hold of me. Private message me on Facebook, and I'll make sure I set some aside for you. So let's get right to it. The righteous man walks in his integrity. His children are blessed after him. That's Proverbs 20, verse 7. Brothers and sisters, when tragedy comes knocking, a true community don't scatter. No, sir. A true community comes together, arm in arm, heart to heart, leaning on the Lord. Carry each other's burden, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. That's Galatians 6:2. When little resume was taken from us, Fayette County stood up. We prayed, we cried, and we said her life mattered. That's what happens when God's people refuse to be silent. When Charlie Kirk was assassinated, we lit candles, bowed our heads, and just like Paul declared, we are hard pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not destroyed. That's 2 Corinthians 4:8 and 9. We declared Charlie's mission would not die. And when those brave officers in York County laid down their lives, Pennsylvanians came together again. Greater love has no man than this, to lay down his life for one's friends. That's John 15:13. That's the spirit that holds us together in times of trial. And Pastor Tom Reveso said it plain, and I believe it with all my heart. The era of the politician is over, but the dawn of the reformer has begun. Now the Bible says, see, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? That's Isaiah 43:19. For too long, we've had politicians with empty promises, but reformers, they're God's instruments for a new season. They don't serve themselves, they serve the Lord and his people. Charlie Kirk, he was a reformer. He didn't chase power, he chased revival. He carried the Bible in one hand, conviction in the other, and walked boldly into the lion's den. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. That's Joshua 1:9. You've heard that many times on my show. They thought they silenced him, but they only multiply his voice. At his memorial in Arizona, more than 90,000 people gathered. President Trump said, our greatest evangelist for American liberty became immoral. He's a martyr for American freedom. Vice President J.D. Vance said, you ran a good race, my friend. I love you. We've got it from here. Which echoes Paul's words. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. That's 2 Timothy 4:7. Frank Turek told us that Charlie's life left him. As Charlie's life left him, his eyes were fixed on eternity. We are confident, I say, and I would prefer to be away from the body and at home with the Lord. That's 2 Corinthians 5:8. And Erica Kirk, through tears and her husband's death, was a total surrender to God's will. She forgave the man who killed him. How about that? She forgave the man that killed him. But if you don't forgive others, their sins, your Father will not forgive your sins. That's Matthew 6:15. That is the gospel in living color. And Tucker Carlson said what we all feel. When they crucified Christ, they thought his voice was gone, but his voice only grew louder. And now the same is true of Charlie Kirk. His death has sparked a fire. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. That's John 1:5. That's why today I'm rejoicing to share that the Mega Conservatives of Pennsylvania PAC is launching the first ever Charlie Kirk Memorial Grant, going straight to the Pennsylvania Veterans Farmers Network. That's why I have my friend here with me today. Charlie loved veterans, he loved farmers, and he loved a future built on faith, family, and freedom. The hardworking farmer should be the first to receive the share of the crops. That's 2 Timothy 2:6. PAC founder Melanie Patterson will present the check on stage to Larry Doherty at the Lee Greenwood Show. The grant begins at $2,500, and it can grow as more proceeds are dedicated to this mission. All you have to do is buy a ticket at the State Theater in Uniontown. And let me remind you, Larry Doherty has already shown that same spirit. At the Fayette County Vigil, he donated all the food. And it was real good, Larry, by the way. Right. Do not forget, in the Bible verse Hebrews 13:16 says, do not forget to do good and share with others, for with such sacrifices, God is pleased. That's not politics. That's community. That's faith in action. That's what reformers do. This movement isn't dying. It's stronger than ever because it's not built on politicians. It's built on reformers who stand in the gap, carry the flame, and fight the good fight. Pastor Rizzo said it best. One more time, I'm going to repeat this. The era of the politician is over, but the dawn of the reformer has begun. And them words remind us, arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. That's Isaiah 61. The dawn is breaking now in Arizona, in Pennsylvania, in every heart that refuses to be silent, because we are all reformers, and we will not forget his name, Charles James Kirk. I want to thank everybody. Last Wednesday was a tremendous outpouring of the community. Larry was with us. He delivered the food and he stayed with us through the whole service, and it was unbelievable. And it really was. I mean, it was. I can't believe how many people showed up in Fayette County. We got to count over 500 for what we did to put things together in a hurry. We really feel like there might have been a few more people there than that. But we definitely had two people tell us that they counted over 500 people there. For Wednesday night, in Fair Chance, Pennsylvania, we had 500 people come out, and people were wanting reform. They're definitely wanting change. And any thoughts on your part, Larry, about it?
It was just a great honor to be part of such a tremendous event, and it was definitely an honor for you to ask me to be a part of it. So I mean, I feel blessed, and I was very happy, and me and my wife was very happy to be able to be part of such a great thing.
One of the things I will tell you that has happened since then. On Thursday, I had several churches call me, and we're putting together. And I'll be able to give you in greater detail tomorrow, but we're putting together another event. It'll be October the 19th. It'll probably start at 1 o'clock. It'll be a Sunday afternoon. It'll be, and we're going to have a prayer service for the county, state, and the country. I've got several ministers already that are going to come, and it's going to be prayer, and it's going to be. The other thing is going to be we're going to have gospel music in between, and I think it's going to be a great event. There's also going to be a big spaghetti dinner, and we were thinking that it's going to be, right as of now, it's going to be at the Free Methodist Church Camp in Fairchance. I think it's called Light and Life Mission Camp. I think that's the name of it. They have a big barn there, and I know we're going to fill that barn clear full. And the ladies from the church camp they're going to provide a spaghetti dinner, and with the proceeds all going to go to the church camp to help them raise some money for a good cause. I don't know where all this is going to fit into things yet, but I will tell you that I've got several pastors that already called me, and I'm getting phone calls every day, another one or two, and I think it's time that we do things just like the pastor said, which is going to be on the radio with me tomorrow. We need to be reformers. It's time to forget forget being politicians. It's time to be reformers. It's time to fix things and move forward. It's time to cut the like I said, we can get into a lot of different things, but it's just a movement that's going to take hold here, and I believe it's going to take hold in Fayette County. It's just unbelievable. My phone, Larry, he said, I got two phones. It's flashing all the time here. People calling, wanting to know about things, and but it's going to be October the 19th. It's going to be we're going to start at 1 o'clock. That way, they're going to the ladies from the Free Methodist Church are going to try to provide a spaghetti dinner, and it's going to be for they're just, I believe right as of now, they're going to take donations, and I think it'll be a great thing. We can't we got to keep up with this, and like I said, and we're going to try to have another one probably in November sometime. We're going to try to find a different location, maybe have one every month. December's kind of we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. I like to have I like Christmas programs, and I love Christmas, and so maybe we can juggle something and try to do something for a Christmas program, and maybe donate the proceeds to a good cause. So that's where we're at. I can't say enough about the people that were there on Wednesday night. It was amazing, and no problems. Not one problem. Was there?
No, sir. Nope.
Not one problem. And and the parking was perfect. One of the things that I got choked up about was, a lot of people don't know this, we were going to have this at Five Corners, and we realized after the first announcement or two that we were going to have it there, that we knew that we were going to overflow on the streets, and we didn't want that to happen. So what we decided to do, we were looking for a place, and we called several different folks, and I will tell you that Melanie Llewellyn, the pastor of Solid Foundation Ministries, she made a phone call or two, and then next thing I know, the Fairchance Fire Department stepped up. Greg Heist, I want to thank him for all he did. He parked cars. He said he must have walked 10 miles out there that night, but he parked cars, and they helped us. They helped us clean up after it was over with, and there was some pork, and there was some rolls left, and the fire department got to eat that night on Larry, and we had several cases of water that we gave. That's one thing I'll tell you what. Just talking about it, if you ever want to do something for the fire department, now they need bottled water all the time, because when there are fires, they need to keep hydrated. So like I said, we had about 6 or 8 cases of bottled water, because we had, like, I don't know, bottled water just kept showing up, and so we gave it all to the firemen, and they were real appreciative of that. And I just can't say enough about the Fairchance Volunteer Fire Department. Dunbar Fire Department's helped me out. West Licensing, Morale they've all been good to me. All the fire departments have been very kind to me, and I try to promote them all. If they're selling hoagies, buy a hoagie off them. Spend the $10. If they're selling rocks, give them a $10 bill and take the rock. I mean, these guys do such a tremendous job. The EMS workers, we don't do enough for these people. They're always on the job. They're always on the job. And we were somewhere one time. And I think we were getting ready to board a ship to go on a cruise, and somebody fell down, and you know what? There was like 1,000 people standing there, and you know what? There was 3 or 4 of them that happened to be volunteer firemen and EMS workers, and they hurried up and they took care of this lady and got her back on her feet and helped her out and got the medical team there in a big hurry. So I want to thank. I can't say enough about these guys. I can't. Larry is. I did ask you already, but I watched Erica, Kurt. I seen different clips and videos, and of course Tucker Carlson probably said it the best when if you get time, go to some of his. He said that they thought they were going to stop. They thought this was going to stop this movement, and it turned out that is all they did was light a fire. And you think about it, they lit a fire all over this country. And I heard that there's there's a lot of people that have switched their politics because of this. I mean, I think Friday they said there was like 3 million people that switched because they realized that this is the conservative way is the way to go.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, anyways, I want to talk about farming. I did throw an advertisement out there. I did throw an advertisement out there for my hay, because I like to get it all off the field before we got to move to kind of sort of off the field. It's kind of in a great big long line right now, but I had a guy yesterday afternoon stop over, and he took some hay, and he told me he said that he only got 1 cutting off of his field this year. I don't know. Do you make hay yourself?
No, I'm a little bit too lazy for that. No, we purchase our own hay, but it's we're a lot of folks don't realize, but we are in a drought situation.
It's terrible.
And I've talked to a lot of hay farmers, and they're the same way that one cutting, maybe 2 cuttings, closer to the end of September. But for the most part, it's definitely the drought.
Well, I can tell you, last year we made hay. I didn't. I have somebody to make the hay for me. They actually mowed and baled hay. It was second week in November, I believe. I think it was last year. It was the year before. But they actually they made hay in November because they had. I mean, because last year we was in a drought too. So now actually I know everybody's going to say, well, it rained all spring, but the problem is once the hay once it gets mowed, then in the summertime, then you need more rain, and we haven't had rain. I mean, we had rain on, I think Friday to Saturday morning, or maybe Saturday morning to Sunday it was.
Yeah, like Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. I was out I got to go. The other thing I got to do this weekend, and I try to get to all the football games. I do. I try so hard, but it's hard to get to everybody's. I like to watch all high school football, but we was at the Howard Gallatin football game, and the turnout there on Friday night. I don't know if you've been out to the AG game in a while.
It's been quite a few years.
Well, I tell you what, the place was packed. And usually, you can sneak in at the last minute and find a seat, but there wasn't no seats on the one side of the field. Now, on the other side of the field, there were still a few left. But you know what? Howard Gallatin has a pretty good team, and I give the boys from Uniontown all the credit in the world. They played the whole game, and I know they didn't. I know the outcome was in Howard Gallatin's favor. It was a little bit lopsided, but it was kind of neat to see that, and that's part of our community too. These kids, they're young adults. they need to be encouraged to do things. And
absolutely.
I know that you're with the Veterans Farmers Network. Do they do they have like a? Do they try to? I think that's part of your calling. Like I'm not making you a minister, but I mean you're supposed to be with the Veterans Farmers. You're supposed to also be encouraging young. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Our main perspective is especially whenever veterans come out of the military, and there's a lot of young veterans coming out of the military. I mean, you can be 18 years old, serve for 4 years, and be out, and you're 22 years old then, so you're young. And we always try to mentor these young guys and young gals as well, and to see if there's any future for them as far as what they want to do. Because I know, whenever I was retired, you really didn't know what to do as far as coming in, and because the military is your whole life. God, family, and country. And when you come out, you're kind of lost. And so I'm fortunate enough I was able to mentor several different farmers, or actually veterans, that was interested in farming, and I'll continue to do that. I was actually a 4-H leader for a number of years as well with the Birds and Bunnies Club. So we
I
get
know all about that. I have a grand. In fact, I think there's going to be coming up. There's going to be a show on a Saturday out at the fairgrounds.
Yeah, I think it's October 18th. I'm actually, yeah.
You going to be out there?
Well, I'm the vice president of the Poultry Association, so yeah.
I have a granddaughter that's. I know that she's already picking out bunnies. I forget. I'm not allowed to call them rabbits. I think that's what it is. I have to call them bunnies. She tells me. But anyways, she's got. Several bunnies that she's trying to choose from to take out there. I think it's going to be. There's not going to be no meat. It's going to be just.
Just show.
Just show.
Yeah.
They're just going to show.
Yeah.
So, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. But again, we have the show on I think it's the 18th. Actually, I was a ARBA judge for a number of years, rabbit judge, and I would go up and judge shows and things like that. I'm still qualified as a judge, so and it's always fun to see the youth get involved in things like that. From 4-H all the way through the military. I'm a pretty big advocate of the military life, and it's fun to see young people grow up and to be good, God-fearing, country-loving adults.
And I will tell you this: my wife was raised. She was very much involved in the 4-H program. In fact, that's how we kind of met. That's a long story, but anyway, that's another story. But anyways, she got a scholarship to go to Penn State, and that's where we met out at Fayette campus. I tell you, you think about all the different things, but my children were fortunate enough that I was able to. They were able to show. They showed steers. They showed hogs. I had one daughter that showed lambs and goats also. And but my son showed steers. I think 1 year. I think it was. And then he really wasn't into that. And then anyways, it was. It's a good thing because they have to go. It teaches them they got to get out of bed in the morning. They got to go to the barn. They got to make sure their animals are watered, they're fed, because that's if you're not doing that, you're not gonna make it to the fair, because there's you have to do animals have to weigh a certain amount when they get there, and there's usually a minimum, and then of course in hogs there used to be a maximum. There probably still is, I imagine, but my granddaughter's. I guess not my oldest granddaughter, but the one that lives as close to us. She likes these rabbits, and I'll tell you what, she gets them out, and they got a special pen that they put them out in the grass, and I told them, I said, if they keep moving that pen around, of course now with it being so dry it don't work so well, but they'd move that pen around different spots, and you get 5-6 rabbits in that and a pen on the ground, and the next thing you know, you don't have to cut the grass out.
Oh, exactly. It's fertilized for free.
Yeah. And she sells a lot. She sells them too. I mean, we got people to come and get them, which I didn't think was a thing, but yeah, people like to eat rabbit.
Yeah, absolutely do. The other white meat.
The other white meat. But with the farmers situation, I know that just. Real quick question: how many people are registered, like here in Fayette County? Do you have a number?
Absolutely. Actually, if you go on PA Veteran Farming Network, we have 125 veteran-owned farms on the map. 140
that'd be across the state.
Across the state, yeah.
Okay.
And then we have 140 veterans that are vetted. That means that they've actually gave our DD 214s and all the information. We have 371 veterans on the mailing list. These aren't all the vetted ones. They're just ones that, hey, I might be interested. So we send things.
That'd be 371. That'd be across the state?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, across the state. Now, we do have 6 veteran farms in Fayette County alone, which is pretty good because most of the time that it's hard to buy land. So that's the biggest problem that the veterans have. And we have 1 in Greene County, and we have 12 in Westmoreland.
Well, Westmoreland County, I don't know what the size of Westmoreland County is. There's almost 800. There's 800 square miles in Fayette County. So I'm thinking Westmoreland County might be just a little bit bigger than Fayette.
Yeah, and the grant assistance that the PA Veteran Farmer Project has helped out is a total of over $800,000 this year. Now, this isn't the grants directly from PA Veteran Farmer Project. It's grants that the PA Veteran Farmer Project worked coinciding with the veterans to help them, like the Conservation District.
So, like, you're saying like $800,000 that the different with the different conservation districts.
Yeah, different conservation districts, the USDA, any outside sources and things like that. Basically, the PA Veteran Farming Project, I can go to the chairperson, which is Mimi Booker, and say, hey, I'm trying to do this. Is there any grants for that? So she would research it, or she'd have one of the board members research it to be able to get help for that, help you fill out the grant information, and then it's totally up to the veteran as far as if they want to apply for it or not. But they're able to basically knock down barriers and also to find out where these grants are. I personally, we finally got city water this year to our farm, and the cost was over $11,000, which is pretty high for a disabled vet. But I went to Mimi Booker. I said, hey, I'm trying to do this water project. Can you think of any ways to help me? And she said, let me talk to Pierce Wilson, which is our conservation district person. So, and they came out, and Pierce is like, yeah, absolutely. We can cut you a check for $5,000 to get you started. So it's grants like that is included with this $800,000.
Well, and I'm sure they came back to make sure that you were digging a ditch and putting a water line.
Oh, absolutely. But we were fortunate enough to work with a good contractor that has worked with the conservation district for a lot of years. So Pierce knew that this contractor was above board, and he knew exactly what was going on with it.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things that a lot of this grant money that you are using is from private individuals donating to veterans farmer. I'm sure some of it comes from the federal government, some of it comes from the state government, but the most of it, from what I understand, is money that the Veterans Farmers Administration has raised on their own, or had people.
Yeah, a lot of donations.
Had different benefactors donate to it. Yeah,
exactly, and a lot of it, believe it or not, is veteran farmers helping other veteran farmers. They put it in a way as a grant to make sure it's utilized the best way possible, but it's like fellow veterans helping veterans, and that's community. It's absolutely community, and farming is a lot of parallels with the military, because number one is you don't want to see a farmer fail. Just like in the military, you don't want to see your soldiers fail, and that's the biggest thing that attracted me to be a farmer, is because the outpouring support of local veterans and as well as the community itself. And we feel that we're doing something for the community. We defended it in wartime. You know, a lot of us are older, a lot of us are disabled now because of military injuries and things. And we're actually now able to give back to the community. And that's one of the biggest things that we love doing is giving back to the community and helping our local veterans to be able to succeed. And one of the biggest sayings that I have is I've actually got a traumatic brain injury. I've got shrapnel on my side. I've got 4 rods in my leg and a few other injuries from the military, from overseas and combat.
Yeah,
and
you were stationed?
I was actually stationed in Iraq and Balad. 2003 to 2005.
Say that one more time, because people's going to have to look that up on our world map. What was it?
It was Balad, which is a city in Iraq.
Yeah.
And the biggest saying that I like is that don't let the disability define who you are. That means that, you know, in my opinion, is if you want to do something, you go out and do it. Don't let that disability hold you back and use that as an excuse. And that's what I preach to the veterans all the time. That's what I tell even, you know, my civilian friends. If you have a disability, don't let that define who you are. Stand up. You know, there's ways around it. And I thank the good Lord that I'm able to rise and shine every single day. Obviously, in combat, you don't think that way, and but it's you give all the glory to God. And I always tell my wife, He looks after fools and children. And I was 31 years old when I was over there, and I was a long way from being a child.
My brother was he was in Kuwait the first Gulf War, and then of course he was at that time we were I can't think of the name of the general that was in charge over there, but they were burning the oil refineries. They were burning. They were lighting the oil fields on fire, and a lot of these guys got. It was like when oil burns like that, raw oil burns. You got to realize that there's more than oil in
absolutely.
crude.
Yep.
There's methane, and there's several different kinds of butane, and all kind of different propane. And I think propane, yeah. I think there's several different gases in that oil, and when it burns, the toxins that come off of it, and that's probably there was several in his unit. Brother isn't with us no more, but there's several in his unit. There's only a couple left, and then they all got sprayed with the gases and all that stuff was over there. And we think well, no, we didn't lose but a few people in that war, but actually the aftermath of what happens.
Yeah.
And just like with your injuries and your wounds and that people don't realize these things. They don't to see you walk or take care of your farm, they drive and wave at you, and they don't realize them things. Because I'm sure there's some days that you don't want to be. You don't want to leave the house.
Oh, exactly. But and the thing is like with this Veteran Farmer Project, it gives you a purpose, and everybody needs a purpose in life. No matter what it is, everybody needs a purpose in life, and that's one of the biggest things about farming is that it actually gives you the purpose to keep going on, to continue that drive. Because so many times people get complacent. Even if you're a civilian and you work at a job and you retire, then you get complacent. And we can't do that. We got to continue fighting all the way up until it's time.
Yeah, and that's just a good way of putting it. We have to fight the good fight until it's time. It says in the Bible, you run the race until, and you think about all the different things that happened in the last few weeks with the police officers in York, Pennsylvania, and the little girl in Dunbar, and Charlie Kirk. Some of these things, some of them they could have been prevented, but for the most, like I said, there's an evil that surrounds us, and we have to. I heard a guy today that the demons that are involved in these terrible things, you can't negotiate with these people.
No.
I mean, you seen battle. I mean, you understand. I mean,
Well,
more than I could ever.
Here's the funny thing, John, is that, I came up with this a long time ago, and it said, I've seen the worst in men, but I've seen the best in the Lord. And what that means is that when you go into battle, you see the worst of the human being in the human race. But when you come home and you're farming, you see what the Lord has to offer and what he really is. And, that's the best way that I can explain it. And every day I wake up with a smile on my face knowing that if I can help one veteran, if I can help one child to want to be a better person, I feel that, that's what we're here for.
Well, now you got me thinking about Desmond Doss, and I know you know who that is.
Exactly. Yeah.
A lot of people. He was the fellow. I think it was Okinawa. I believe it was the island that he was in. And he when they were pulling back off of when they were retreating, he wouldn't leave, and he was actually a conscientious objector.
Yep.
And he stayed, and I forget how many men he saved in one night. I mean, his hands were bloody, and just trying to save these wounded men from the Japanese, and that was one of the things that he, and of course in the movie, but he said in real life, he said, "Is all I wanted to do was just save one more."
Yep.
And you think about that. I mean, that's probably what we're here to. That's probably why we're here. You think about in the Bible about the shepherd, the parable about the shepherd, that he put the 99 but he put the 99 in the pen, but he went out after the one that was missing to find it.
Yeah. And getting back to Desmond Doss, it's just like Charlie Kirk. It was about his faith, and he gave all everything glory to God, and it was all about his faith.
Well, actually, it is a true story.
Yep.
The lieutenant was when they were going to try to scale that cliff the next day or 2 days later. All the servicemen that was there, they wouldn't go until Doss showed up.
And he prayed. Yep. So and again, that's a power of prayer. I mean.
Well, that's why we're trying to have this. I will tell you that there's several ministers. That's why we're trying to have this out at this prayer service, and I think it's going to be a tremendous thing. I know it's going to be on a Sunday afternoon, and it's in October, and there's all kinds of things, the soccer games and all kinds of things like that have to be. And I understand that, but people want to come together. They're looking for a reason, and when my phone just keeps banging, and I'm not taking the credit for what happened out there Wednesday night. There was definitely God was involved in that, because I know, I won't say who it was, but a very predominant figure in Fayette County was there, and he come over and whispered in my ear, and he said you can't get people to come out like this in Fayette County. He said it's just unbelievable, and they did. Yeah.
Yep.
And I was very humbled by everybody. And of course, I get sometimes I get a little bit too emotional about things, but it was. So that's why we're going to try to have a second one, and with more people, and then we're going to try to plan one for a couple different times. And I know one thing: when people lined up to eat pulled pork and I thought we were having sliders, and this man brings buns out big enough that I couldn't. It'd make there was enough carbs in one of them buns to sink a battleship. But anyways, everything was wonderful, and I will tell you, and the fire department thanked you too, Mike.
Oh, thank you.
So we're going to get back to helping the grants for these farmers. If somebody wanted to help out, just say they wanted to send a donation to the Veterans for Farmers, where would they? Do you have a?
If they get on the website of PA Veteran Farming Network, It's a Facebook page. If you get on there, there's contact information that you can get on there, or they can contact me. My home telephone number is 724-437-9307, and I'll gladly put you in touch with Mimi Booker. And the biggest thing is that we actually have every year we have a Farmers Veterans Conference. It's usually held down close to Lancaster area and things like that. And this year we had 215 attendees, which is a lot. That doesn't include the speakers. That includes just the attendees going there. It's a meet and greet, and it's a networking thing where, hey, you have a farm 10 miles away. I didn't realize you farmed, type deal. And it's veterans, like I say, it's veterans helping veterans. And the PA Veteran Farmer Network, from what I understand, they lost a huge sponsor this year, or this coming year, and a lot of the grant money is put into this grant, right? Or the PA Veteran Farming. Whatever lost my train of thought.
That's okay.
But it helps the veterans to go face to face with another veteran down there. The conference, that's what it is. It's a conference, and we lost a huge grant for that. So we're always looking for donations and things like that for the conference, to be able to get good speakers in, and also to help pay for transportation on some of the board members and things like that to get down there.
Do they ever have one like this side of the state?
We actually had it at Seven Springs during COVID, and I was a part of that. And unfortunately, everything was remote, and we were able to go up to Seven Springs, but everything was remote. So most of the time, unfortunately, that most of the veteran farms are down close to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and Beaver.
I'm going to be at the farm show this year. I've already. We're pretty sure I'm going to be at the farm show for a couple of different reasons, but it looks like we're going to have a spot at the Pennsylvania Farm Show. But if I walked around, I haven't been there for a couple of years. I was supposed to go this year, and something happened at the last minute. But do you have a booth there?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yeah, okay. And we usually have a veteran man in that as well.
Okay.
They usually take turns. Unfortunately, for some reason, I just can't get away. A lot of times for the conference or for the farm show, just because of livestock.
That wasn't our problem. We had a health issue with somebody. I do want to. We only got about a minute left. How much time we got left, Nick?
1 minute.
1 minute. So I do want to give a shout out, and thanks, Larry, for coming in. I really appreciate you coming in today. I want to give a shout out to Gene Humbert. It's his birthday today. I don't know. Gene's 39 again. So everybody, if you see Gene running around up on the mountain there, to say hello to him. And one last thing, Powerline Speedway, we were out there on yesterday, and it was a good turnout for the first day of the racing. It's a Masontown, it's a go-kart track, and I'll tell you what, me and my son and my grandson, we were out there checking it out, and it was I was really impressed with what's happening, and I know Mike Doritsky is in charge of it, or owns it, and it'll be a good thing. So here we go. On this road called life, you have to take the good with the bad. Smile when you're sad. Love what you got, and remember what you had. Always forgive and try to forget. People change. Things go wrong. Just remember, the ride goes on. God bless each and every one of you, and God bless America. I am John Marietta, and I am the Hillbilly.